Hi guys, it's Cindy the Scrapologist. I'm here announcing just a quick 3-day sale that I'm having over the Labor Day weekend. These are prototypes of digital kits that I've designed, and most of which are in my shop. And I have this much paper because when I design a digital kit, I end up printing out literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of paper because I want to see what they look like once they're printed, and I want to make sure that they are exactly like I want them. So you end up having to just print and print and print until you get the perfect one, and then that's when I go with make it, that's when I go ahead and list it. So there's a lot of tweaking with Photoshop and everything else that has to go on. A lot of work and a lot of printing. So this is all stuff. These are all my prototypes of digital kits. Some are in my shop, some aren't in there yet. So you'll be the first to see them today. And I'm going to go ahead and sell these this weekend. And it's called Craft Destash Sale. You'll see the listing in my Etsy shop. You click on it and place your order. These are only going to be $7 a piece, and that includes your shipping. When you order it, tell me which of these kits you want, and as they sell, I will delete that as an option from the listing description. So I'm going to go through these and tell you what I'm calling them in the shop, so that if you want to go ahead and order, you can. So this first one is Pearls from Whittier. I also call it Poetry and Flowers. This one I already sort of assembled into a book. Well, I just folded it. So it's already kind of ready to go for you. And the reason why, what I didn't like about this one when I did it was that too many white pages. I didn't, at first I didn't have the kit set up properly to print it. So, but you pretty much can still make signatures out of this like this, or what you can do is fold it like this, like I did in this second signature, and then glue these together, and there's your book already made for you. So see, and it's just a beautiful book. This is a book that is actually in my personal collection of antique books, and it's all poems from Whittier and this beautiful flowered artwork. So this one is Poetry and Flowers, or Pearls from Whittier, and this is what you will get, just like this. This second one is garden journal cards. This is one of my digital kits as well that's already in the shop. This is printed on just regular copy paper for the most part. By the way, this one is printed on very good quality paper because I thought this was going to be my final book. And this is a semi-gloss, a little thicker than cardstock on this one. So I'll flip through these really quickly. You can just cut these out and affix them to something. Just tear them as collage, or cut them out, put them on a piece of cardstock, and make journal cards out of them. So I'll just do these really quickly. These are all antique garden and farming images. So you can see that there are going to be some mistakes in some of these. See, this one didn't print all the way. It was cut off for some reason. So some of them, these are not perfect, but they are absolutely still usable. And you get a whole bunch of garden related journal cards here. And these are actually the original colors in the book. You'll find some duplicates because these are my prototype prints. And where else are you going to find a tag with asparagus on it? Nowhere else but at the Scrapologist. And I think this one is really fun, the way it bleeds over into the next tag. So you get two of those, and there's a colored one there. So that's the garden journal cards. The next one is my friend's book, and I did make a little prototype of the book, and I do have a video on how I made this book from the kit. And you have just about everything you need in this stack here to make this book, but it's a beautiful, again, this is one that's in my personal stash, and I digitized it for you. But it's a beautiful kind of memory book where you can track your marriages, little tiny spaces for journaling or photographs in here, fond trips that you might have taken with your friends, and that kind of thing. Some poetry, snapshots, dates worth recording, you know, like a kind of a memory book. So that is this, and it prints out like this, so you are going to have to cut it down. And this is on a very nice, more expensive paper, again, the thicker semi-gloss. And this is what you'll get. So you can either make it into the little book that I have there, or use these pages individually and make your own journal. And these are all white on the opposite side. Okay, the next one that I have is Strong's Book of Designs. I have 2 of these available, and you'll get a variety of images from C.J. Strong's Book of Designs. He was a graphic artist, and I do have a video on how I made a Japanese bookbinding out of this whole book. And so you can kind of put it together like this, sew it together if you want into, well, these are, you see, this is why this is my prototype. They're upside down and cut off, but you can easily make a Japanese binding with these and save each one of your pages. So there's a cover, and this is going to be a variety. I can't guarantee what you're going to get. I'm going to split this into 2 because there's so many, but there are some letters, there are some banners, there are some things that can be cut out and used as journaling spots. It's kind of an Art Deco theme, this kit is. So you can always go to my shop and look at the actual digital kit for any of these to get a better feel for what the digital kit, what's in the kit. This one is called Vintage Hollywood, and it does include 2 end papers, and it has gorgeous images from Motion Picture Magazine of 1917. And they're all patinaed and nice and antique looking. And let me just quickly do this, because otherwise this video is going to be like an hour long. But you can get an idea of some of the cool Hollywood type things that between movies and movie stars, and it's a fun kit. So this is Vintage Hollywood. This is my Historic Letters and Documents kit, and this I have 3. I'm going to have 3 of these available. These are printed on very nice. Some of them are on regular copy paper, but most of them are on the thicker semi-gloss paper. And these are actual historical documents from the 1400s on up. Excuse me, mostly the 1400s. And these are really nice. Some of these are upside down, sorry. Let me flip them around. These are really super nice for collaging because it's got all the old script on it, so you can tear them apart, collage them. Some of them you could just fold in half and use as a journal page. Maybe cover this over and put a journaling spot in here. But this is all a nice it's nice to have antique script in your stash if you're junk journaling. So this is historic letters and documents, and I'm going to have, I think, 3 of these. This one is called Dumpy Children, or Children and Flowers, and it's from the Dumpy Children children's book, and this is one of my favorites. I love the little Dumpy Children. I love the artistry with this. These are already printed out, and they are printed out double-sided, so the inside has this print on every one of them. They are on regular photocopy paper. Let me move some things out of the way here. Okay, you'll get some smaller images that you can use for tags or cards, and then really quickly look, they're so vibrant. And oh, if you are making a baby book or a baby journal, this would just be the bomb. I love these. They're so whimsical, but just the colors are just gorgeous. This is one of my favorites, and the Dumpy Children were actually a series. You should look them up if you love these as much as I do. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About, I think there's 9 of these in this sheet here. Every kit is going to be a different size, but I'm just making them all $7, and I'm going to try to give you a nice stack of papers. The next one is printer's ink, and this is from a book that was found in my attic. From my house is 1820, maybe older. That's the oldest item that we found in the walls and floors, and this was in there. And I thought, okay, one of a kind. Let's get this out in the public so everybody can enjoy it. And so it's just a lot of advertising and vintage print. There are some imperfections. This is a little blurry right there. This one I cut off a little shorter. So again, these are my practice kits. But there's lots of cool images. Some of them you might get duplicates. There's lots of cool images in here, and this is, again, this antique print is just so nice for collaging. And actually this is, these are fun. They're little receipts that were in there, but this is the cover, printer's ink. So this is how I found it under the floorboards in the attic when we insulated the attic and started pulling up the floorboards. Isn't that fun? Oh, this is 1905. 1905. So already folded for you, nice patina, printer's ink. This also was a book that we found in the attic, and here's the cover, and the cover came with a misprint like that, which I kind of like. There, obviously the typeset was off because the blue is not where it's supposed to be, but I thought that was fun. And these are ladies' fashions from 1908 to 1909 that were manufactured in Waterville, Maine, which is the town right next to where I live. So that, I thought that was really special, that this really was a factory right near me. So you get the cover. Here's a little page of announcements. This was just I was messing around a little bit with different sizes, so you'll get these. And these are already printed and folded in half. So a lot of pricing and vintage print, vintage typeset. This is my favorite page of all. This was the center of the book. And I quite often print these onto tissue paper. And they make a really nice tissue paper. And they collage. They're really fun to collage with. Skirts and dresses and beautiful hats. But if you like these vintage fashions, then these are for you. Oh, you don't want that one. That's a coupon for tuna. Quite often when I'm printing these, I print them on recycled paper. I don't I don't just use plain paper. Okay, so that one is Ladies Fashions. And then I'm going to have printed on a thicker paper my Jukebox Label kit. Um, so far, I have sold, just in a couple of months, have sold I think 140 of these kits. I don't know what it is about jukebox labels. You never know what's going to sell. It's really funny. So some of them are filled out, but most of them aren't. You've got 2 pages of examples that are filled out. And if you have a vintage typewriter, how fun to print your family name on here or something. And so there's a little mistake there, a little whoopsie there. Um, print your that one you don't need. Print your family name or something like that and put it on the cover, or have that be the label of a page. I don't know. I don't know what people are using these for. I use them in my junk journals. So this one's called Jukebox Labels. Now, major drum roll, one of my favorite kits of all time, which is not in, I don't think it's listed yet. It's going to be soon. And it's French Fashions. Now, this kit involved a lot of work. I'll show you the final product. I did end up sizing them down so that you could have half on one page and half on the other, so that you can actually fold them in half. And what this kit is, what this book is, Imported French Fabrics 1930 to 1931. It is in the public domain, even though it's 1930. I always check that. And what the manufacturer did here was give you some fabric swatches, and then he or she did a sample of what an outfit would look like with these swatches. So this is the actual kit in the shop. This is not the one that's going to be sent out. So fun. And each one of them has a name. And then there's some journaling cards, 2 sheets of journaling cards in the kit. But what's in this kit, I have enough to make 2 kits. And they're originally I was doing full sizes before I went to the half. So you get the full size sheet, which there's all kinds of fun things that you can do with these. You can fussy cut the lady out. There's backgrounds too. You can fussy cut these strips out. You can see these just printed way too big, and these I was messing with the patina and didn't like that. So again, some of these are mistakes, and then I was messing with different sizes of the ladies because she ended up with a big old butt here. So so some of them are printed on regular paper, and some are printed on the semi-gloss paper. And then this is the front page, which let me put that at the front. And you will get some journal cards too on a thicker paper. So very, very fun, and I'm excited to get this one in the shop. This is called French Fabrics. And then the last one that is not in my shop yet, these are fabric swatches. This is a fabric swatch catalog that I came across, and it had a nice patina to it. I loved this tone of brown, and it was, again, a manufacturer's book of fabric swatches. Why I'm getting rid of this kit is because by accident I didn't know I had thick cardstock in there. I thought I was printing it on the semi-gloss paper, and I printed the entire thing on the wrong paper. So you benefit from that, and let me just quickly show you some of these are double-sided. I was printing them to make a journal, and some are not. But they're so fun. Antique swatches, fabric swatches. And I can't remember the date on these. It was definitely, most of what I do is 1800s. And you can see this one's a little bit of a mistake. I was messing around with the patina in the background to see if I wanted it this brown, because it does take a lot of ink. This one is really fun because it's got the, you can see the image of the old brown tape over the fabric swatch. But let me just do this real quickly. Da 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 da. Because a lot of these are duplicates. But I think you get the idea. Okay, and this one is called Fabric Swatches, I believe. So, when these sell out, they sell out. I'm not going to print any more for now. I want to get rid of these and make more room because I have more digital kits that I'm working on, and I'm going to be starting a new stack of papers like this. So maybe for Black Friday I'll have another Destash or something. So if you have any questions, head over to Etsy and convo me over there, or give me a question below here on YouTube. And I hope you have a wonderful 3-day weekend, and thank you for watching. Bye.